And Manchester United won, Liverpool won, and I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted with that performance. Not the performance. To be honest with you, I would have taken that result any day of the week. And actually, I should feel vindicated because I did predict that it would be a draw. I said 0-0 or 1-1. I just felt that was the way that the game would go today. So look, just so gutted to get so close and then throw it away. And I've got to be honest. Look, Liverpool will come out of that quite smug because they got a legit goal at the end. They'll say our goal shouldn't have been given because it was a foul, whatever to VAR, shove it up your arse. What annoys me is that on the grand scheme of things, I think two people will come out of this game two ways. Some people will say, oh, it's progress. I don't actually think it is. I'll talk about that in a moment. I purposely took a minute or two after the game to reflect on the game and look at some of the key things about the game. But what really irritates me is that is 2 points dropped. In the scenario that played out, Manchester United should have won that game. The goal for Lallana is crap. It's so bad. It's so bad he could have got down on his hands and knees and rolled it in. Defensively, it's poor. It is so poor. Rojo and Ashley Young, they've gone to sleep. They're like hibernating tortoises who live in a faraway castle with a do not disturb sign on it. They are so asleep. It is unbelievable. Like, we've got so many defenders. It's not even a great cross. Like, maybe Wan-Bissaka should stop the cross coming in. Maybe Maguire or Lindelof should anticipate it. But what's not in question is how far that travels. Rojo and Young see it travel the furthest. And if you're a defender, it's the easiest person to defend it is the one who's seen the cross coming the furthest. Ashley Young sees it coming the furthest, sees Lallana and doesn't even move. Rojo is marking Lallana. Watch it back. Watch it back. He wanders away from Lallana in a shit attempt to get the ball and misses it. It is crap defending. And, you know, Solskjaer, Phelan, Carrick, McKenna, everybody will watch that and go, how have we not got over the line? Because you know what the plan was today? It was Leicester City at home again. Nick a goal and then defend it out. And that's exactly... I don't actually have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with that, by the way. I said it in the preview. I said it before the game. I said it 2 weeks ago. I don't think Liverpool will beat us. I think we will bounce back. I think we'll show enough. I think Liverpool don't traditionally do well under Klopp at Liverpool, at Old Trafford. But you're never going to get... When we're still, 13th in the league? You know, we could have gone up to 7th today with the win that we should have got. And when we get ourselves into that winning position, I thought Firmino was quiet. I thought Mane was quiet. I thought, you know... I'm going to talk about the midfield in a minute, but I thought we looked like we had the game under control. All we needed to do was concentrate and do our job. And two players let us down massively. And this is a problem. You can talk about bounce back. You can talk about we're back, Ollie's back at the wheel or whatever you want to talk about. I don't actually believe that because we still don't have good enough players. And you know where the game was really lost? To me... Man of the match, Andreas Pereira. Smash a like on the video if you think Pereira was man of the match. I thought he was brilliant. And I'm not even talking about our man of the match. I'm talking man of the match. I want to applaud him. Because how often have we been able to say, who's the Man United man of the match? You know what? They're not just Man United's man of the match. They're man of the match. I thought Andreas Pereira was man of the match in Manchester United versus Liverpool. And I think that's a big, big achievement for him. So make sure you smash a like on the video for Pereira. I thought he was brilliant. I also thought that Fred and McTominay played well as well. I think that midfield, look, ultimately is a midfield of McTominay, Fred and Pereira good enough to be a top 4 team. I probably would say no. But it's better than the midfields we've been putting out. If you don't pick Grandad Mata and you don't pick Static Matic, we're a better midfield. But where we lost that game, and a lot of people were talking about it, they're spot on, where were the substitutions in the midfield? McTominay, Fred and Pereira ran themselves into the ground and they played 90 minutes. Like, Liverpool had Keita, Chamberlain and Lallana on the bench to bring on. And they brought them on and they refreshed their midfield. They took their captain off in Henderson. Oxlade-Chamberlain came on. They had Milner on the bench if they needed it. They've got depth in their midfield. We didn't have a midfielder to come on and give Fred or McTominay or Pereira some more legs in that midfield. And that's why we lost the game. Because in a 90-minute game against the team that had, I think Liverpool had, and some of you might not realise this, Liverpool played double the amount of passes we did. I think we played about 300 passes. They made about 620. So they were on the ball more than us. They had more possession than us. They dominated the game from a possession point of view. From a chances point of view, What did we really do? Again, not a hell of a lot. I think what United did today, and I'm not critical about this because I predicted it, I never, ever thought we were going to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, be a better footballing team. That's dreaming. That's the sort of thing Woodward and Ollie are talking about. We're never doing that. Never doing that today. What we did today was as good as it got. We got the point I thought was probably all we were going to get. We should have won it. We did drop 2 points, but we got the point I predicted we were going to get. We got the desire. We'll do the player ratings in a minute. We got the desire. We got the organisation. But ultimately, we just fell short. We were a bit like Sheffield United against Liverpool, who, you know, they could have got a point. Goalkeeping error. They lost. We were no better than Sheffield United were against Liverpool, but that's an improvement for us at the moment. But we lost the 2 points because we didn't buy in the summer. And this goes back to what Ollie said on Wednesday. It's not on Woodward, it's on me. The right players weren't available. And I looked at the bench today and I thought, this is where it's going to hurt us. McTominay, Fred and Pereira played really, really well. Pogba's out injured, fine. I don't know what the story is with Matic. He's not the sort of player you need to bring on. But if we just bought just one more midfielder to be able to bring off the bench in a game like that, where you're absolutely run off your feet like McTominay and Fred and Pereira were, you just need to bring fresh legs on. And we didn't have those fresh legs. And, Wan-Bissaka, maybe he was getting tired towards the end. I think he was as well. So Liverpool didn't stop going, but the goal we conceded was just ridiculous from our point of view. And but what I would say is that, what we did do today is we showed that, this crap about United, Liverpool combined 11, it's all 11 of Liverpool players. And I was like, well, no, I would put Wan-Bissaka ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold because he's a better defender. I would put Maguire in ahead of Matip because he's a better defender. And I think that was proven today. I mean, Liverpool are better than us, but they're not a clean sweep, all 11 better than us. United were competitive today, and we will be competitive. We're just a long way off where we need to be. Tactically, I know a lot of people in the live comments are saying, well, what do you think? Are you Ollie in? Are you Ollie out? I always said that in relation to the game today, it would not be decided today where our future goes. Today was Manchester United against Liverpool. Today was Liverpool top of the league, United shit, but it's going to be a leveller. And it was a leveller. Today, the big thing I take from today and why I'm not massively, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. We didn't lose to Liverpool. We didn't hand Liverpool a title today. I think if we'd lost to Liverpool today, they would have been 8 points clear. That's a game that City would have hoped they dropped points in, and we did take 2 points off them. So that is a positive. We didn't get beaten. I'll take that positive. We should have won. We should have won. Defensively, we've been let down by... how many more times are we going to... The thing that annoys me about Ashley Young is Rashford came off for Martial and Ashley Young went up to him, watch it back on Match of the Day, he's high-fiving him, this, that and the other. Yeah, look, I'm back in the gang. It's like, Ashley Young, listen to Old Trafford. Everyone loves us again and I'm back at the front. And I thought, why are you doing that with 10 minutes to go? You've always got a mistake in you. He didn't even wait 2 minutes to make the mistake. And I was like, Ashley Young always, season after season, costs us points. And yet he's still playing. I'd rather see Brandon Williams playing. I really would. At this point, I have come to the end of the journey with Ashley Young. He is atrocious. And he still gets picked for some reason. And Rojo, to be honest with Rojo today, it was going to be Rojo or Jones. And Rojo's crap. I don't rate Rojo. He gives everything, but he's just not good enough. And Twan-Sebi got injured, and if Twan-Sebi had been playing, would he have defended like that? Probably not. But Ashley Young, I'm fed up of it. I'm absolutely fed up of it. But no, let me answer this question, because a lot of people are saying you're not answering the question. Edvin says, what did you think about the formation? The formation, look, don't get excited about the 5-3-2. It works against certain opposition. If you're playing Man City and you're playing against Liverpool, you play a 5-3-2. I always think it's a bit of a cheat formation. I've said it before. You get the width with the wing-backs. You get lots of defensive cover, so you're not going to concede many goals. You've got 3 in midfield, so you're competitive in there, and you get 2 up front. It's a bit like cheating, because you get things that you don't normally get out of a 4-3-3. So I do like the formation, but you can't play it every week. Everyone who says let's play that every week has got no tactical knowledge of football. You can't play the 5-3-2 every week with the players that we've got. I know that there are teams out there that do it. You play 5-3-2 when you're going to play a team like Liverpool or Man City, who are going to have a lot of the ball, so that you don't give them a lot of space in your half and you can hit them on the break like we did occasionally. If you play that 5-3-2 at Newcastle or at Norwich next week, they'll go, yeah, we're not attacking you. you've got all the money. You're attacking us. So how are you going to attack us with your 5-3-2 then? So it's a formation that works well against certain opposition. I think it works well away from home against Liverpool at Anfield. It'll work well maybe at the Etihad. But it's not a formation you can play every day. But I liked it. It showed innovation. It showed innovation from Ollie. He moved away from that 4-2-3-1. But let's be honest here. If we'd lost that game 2-0, you all would have said Ollie's sunk to a new low. Instead of playing 4-2-3-1, he's now playing 5-2-3-1 because we did have 2 holding midfielders with Matic and with McTominay and Fred, and we did have 5 defenders a lot of the time. It was a very defensive performance with the aim of hitting teams on the break. It was the same as Chelsea. It was the same as Leicester. The unfortunate thing is we conceded today and we didn't get the 3 points. But against the bigger teams, this is how we're going to set up. We're going to defend deep and we're going to try and hit them on the break with the pace that we have with James and Rashford. And it nearly worked, and it should have worked. And it didn't work because of the players that we still have at the club that are just not good enough. Ashley Young's not good enough. Rojo's not good enough. We tried to sell Rojo, to be fair. That's what's cost us. I didn't think Liverpool were going to score. I thought, people like Maguire, McTominay, Fred, Pereira, Rashford, James, Wan-Bissaka, De Gea, they deserve to be on a winning team today. Liverpool will look at it totally differently. Of course they will. They'll say that was a foul on Origi. Well, he shouldn't. VAR didn't give it. Atkinson didn't give it. They'll say that Mane's goal should have been given. Well, it shouldn't. Technically, it was a handball. The reality is United put themselves into a winning situation and we blew it. Do I take positives from that performance? No, I don't, because I think that we're still in a rubbish position in the league and we've just dropped 2 points, and mentally that will probably hurt us. I think we'll know if today is progress if we beat Norwich next week. That's the game I'm looking at now. We've got to go and beat Norwich next week, and then we've got to beat Bournemouth, and then we've got to beat Brighton. We've got to take 9 points from our next 3 games. Then we'll see if it's progress. Because Ollie's not about to be sacked. He was never going to be sacked after this game if we got beat anyway. So he's not going to be sacked. You've got to hope that something comes from it. There was definitely sprouts of positivity. I mean, let's do the player ratings. I think for me, I would give De Gea... I'll give De Gea a 7 simply because he didn't really do anything wrong and he got himself back fit for a big game when he could easily have not played. Lindelof, I'm going to give Lindelof's a hard one. I'm going to give Lindelof a 6, and I know that's a little bit generous, but Maguire I'd give a 7. Didn't do anything wrong. Good game from him. Rojo I'd give a 5. That mistake at the end was just massively costly. Young I'm going to give a 4 because I think his mistake was even worse than Rojo because he can see more of the danger. Wan-Bissaka a 7. Considering, I just think Wan-Bissaka's a brilliant defender, and I think he just gives us so much. So I was pleased with Wan-Bissaka. Please smash a like on the video if Pereira was your man of the match. I'm going to give Pereira a 9. Which in a game like that, you'd say, why are you giving someone a 9? We didn't create loads, but I just thought his overall game was brilliant compared to, I think out on the right wing, he's been really poor this season. I think he's had 4 and 3s and everything. I thought he was fantastic today. McTominay, I'd give an 8, and I'd give Fred an 8 as well. I think if you know football, you'll know why they got an 8. Did they do a lot on the ball? No, but their organisation, the talking between the two, they did. So they did keep a very good Liverpool midfield very, very quiet. And I think a lot of that goes down to that midfield 3. And I said the game would be won and lost in the midfield. I know defensively we're good. Midfield, I didn't think we were very good. And today that midfield 3 did really well. They just ran out of legs because we had nothing on the bench. Dan James, I'd give a 7. I don't think he got in the game enough, but I think he worked hard. There was a couple of times he could have released the ball a bit earlier to Rashford in the second half. But he's a threat. He played well. I thought the cross was superb for the goal. He certainly battles, so I'd give him a 7. And you know what? For the first time in ever, I'm going to give Marcus Rashford what is probably a generous 7. But he got the goal. He worked hard, and I think with Rashford, I sort of saw a little sprout of something we haven't seen in 8 months. I think Rashford's been poor for a long time. I think some of his distribution at times was poor today, but he never stopped going, and he was up against a very good defender in Van Dijk, and he got a goal. So I think I would give him a 7. Some people are saying give Dan James an 8, but it's a funny one, isn't it? It's a funny one. I want to take some of your comments now, but it's a funny game. I just feel really disappointed, but if you'd offered me that before the game, I would have gone, yes, Sunday night's great, get songs of praise on. I'll take that, because I never went into this game expecting what a lot of people expected. I never expected us to get beat. I never expected Ollie would get sacked, whatever the result. I mean, it's TJ says your facts and opinions are class, but Rojo was decent. Mate, he just cost us 3 points. I'm sorry. I will never, ever, ever let my expectations get lowered that I say a player who costs us 3 points against Liverpool gets better than gets better than a 5. Bollocks. He cost us 3 points, mate. I'm sorry. I don't care how well you think he played. And to be honest with you, he had a pretty easy ride playing in a back three against one striker. I mean, let's be honest. Lindelof and Rojo didn't come out with that game with great scores because it was one striker against 3 centre-backs. You know, Ashley Young was picking up the wide player, and Wan-Bissaka was picking up Origi. So Mane, I was trying to think of. So no, I don't think Rojo did well. But look, it's a funny game. It's a funny game. To be honest with you, I would say, and I don't know where you lot fit. I'll just get in the live comments and tell me what you think about that game, and I'll read some of it out. Because all I would say is, personally, I feel that Kamel says 10 out of 10 for the whole team for the Spirit. Well, the Spirit don't get you 3 points, mate. We didn't win. I think if you are celebrating that result and performance, your expectations have already dropped too low. We played a very defensive lineup, which we were always going to do, and we tried to hit them on the break and we got our goal. Unfortunately, we switched off and let them get their goal. We got the point I thought we would get. I don't think we've learnt a lot about United. I think we've learnt a lot about how we can get up for a game and organise ourselves well. I think it's a good point. I think I'm over the moon that we didn't lose to Liverpool. I'm massively disappointed that we let a win go, but we've still got shit at the club. Tactically, I quite liked it, but we're not going to be able to play like that every week. We're going to have to find a way to be more attacking. I still don't think we created enough chances with the ball that we had. We had good opportunities in the final third. We didn't create enough shots on goal. That we're still going to have to work on that. But I think the big positive, like I say, smash a like for Andres Pereira on the video. I thought he was fantastic, and I thought McTominay and Fred played well. I think the midfield were the positive for me, and I hope that we can build on that midfield, because when, you know, somebody made a very good point. If Pogba had played today, would that midfield have worked as well? Well, straight away, Pogba's not as quick across the ground or as tenacious as a Fred or a McTominay. And in a game like that, maybe Pogba might have made us worse. He might have made us better, but he might have made us worse. So the midfield did really, really well today. I am disappointed, but I think the trouble with United is, if you look at the league, we're still in the bottom half. A point in some ways wasn't good enough, but we can't be greedy against Liverpool. Today doesn't solve the problems that we've got at the club. I still look at Ed Woodward going on about time and everything, and I look at that situation and I think, this football club, and Ed Woodward basically was behind the Glazer buying of Manchester United. He was a massive part of it. And since the Glazers have been in charge of this club, hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds have gone out of this club on debt and debt repayments and interest and everything like that. And they are still in charge of this football club, and they are still telling us to be patient and 2 years. And I'm not going to be patient, and I'm not going to give them 2 years. I want things to start happening at this football club now, and I want the owners of this football club out. I want Ed Woodward out. That's what I want. I've wanted that for a long time, and I still want it. I don't like them coming out saying, we're going to get there, we're going to get there. They've bled this club dry, and we're in a mess because of that. And today's result doesn't really change that. We're still in a mess. The bigger picture is we're still in a mess, and we've still got a long way to go. So I don't think today really solves a lot. I think the positive thing I'll take when I'm relaxing in my bath with my red wine is that we didn't lose to Liverpool, and that is always a positive, because they're going for a title. And what I'm very happy is we can sleep tonight knowing we haven't given them a hand on that title by giving them 3 points. And I would say when we go to Anfield as well, do not get beat by Liverpool. Do not be a contributor to their title. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Lindelof cost us the 3 points, mate. Rojo is better, says it's TJ. So why is Lindelof at fault then? Has Lindelof suddenly been photoshopped into that cross then? Because Rojo and Young are marking Lallana, and they both disappear. So I don't blame that. Ollie will literally get you lot relegated if he doesn't get sacked. He must get sacked before the season's end if you want to stay in the Premier League since 2007. I think that's a bit sensationalist, to be honest with you. Hafaz Mohammed says, we will never beat a smaller team like this. The only matches we have a chance are against the big teams because we are the underdog. It's so depressing. I think, let's talk about tactics for a moment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Tactically, a lot of people talking about the formation. I've said it, and Hafez was right as well. If you play like that, tactically, we will struggle because we do well when teams attack us. Whether it was PSG back in March, when teams attack us, we do well because they push forward, they leave space, and we hit them on the break. That's good for us. When we're playing a team where we've got to play football, that's where we struggle. So that's why Norwich and Bournemouth over the next couple of weeks are going to be really interesting games, because there will be an expectation that we go out and attack. And Ollie can't do the 5-3-2 in that situation. I'm just watching the goal again. Lallana. Yeah, Lindelof and Young are totally at blame. I don't know what people are talking about blaming Lindelof, to be honest with you. The cross comes in. Lindelof's marking Firmino. Firmino dodges the ball. You've got to mark the man. You've got to mark the man. I don't know how Lallana gets so much space here. Rojo just wanders away nowhere. Young does nothing. You just can't leave a man like that. You just can't leave a man like that in the last 10 minutes of a game where you've worked so hard. You just can't leave a man like that. And if you're going to play offside, you've got to play offside properly. But we just got too deep, way too deep. Let's have a look at some of your comments anyway. Ultimately, we haven't lost to Liverpool. I'm sorry if people are thinking, he's moaning. I'm not moaning really about it. I thought today the approach was good. I'm just disappointed that we've let it go. Mark, your agenda versus Young is very aggressive, says Ali K. Mate, it's been built up for years. If you've watched the channel for any time, it's not aggressive, it's not hate, it's just he's not good enough. Jachernio says, I was keen on Martial proving to Ollie that he is a worthy striker, but I'm very happy with Rashford finally finding form. Well, he's been injured, mate. Martial will have that spot, don't worry. Well, what about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, says John Guy Huguan. He'll be happy tonight. We shouldn't have loaned Smalling. I miss him, says Matthias. Yeah, Smalling would be better than Rojo and Jones. Lindelof cost us 3 points, mate. Rojo is better. I don't agree with that. Ali K is obviously Ashley Young, because he says your agenda against Young is disgusting. I'll tell you what I think is disgusting. Losing 3 points against Liverpool when everyone's done really, really, really well, and Rojo and Young don't pick up the man on the back post. That's what I think is disgusting. Behave, Rojo was better than Lindelof today. Lindelof slipping down the pecking order, says Tom Ball. Yeah, but Rojo cost us the goal. I'm still Ollie out, but we only drew the game because second half Ollie parked the bus. Would rather lose playing same as first half, going for it, says Dazu W. I don't think there was a lot of difference between the first half and the second half, Dazu. It was the same formation. We had the same opportunities. We just didn't take them. Martial didn't defend the midfield, so they scored, says Sullivan. Martial's a centre forward, mate. Parked the bus way too early and invited the pressure, Nora Calder. Ali K, again, your agenda towards Young stinks. Are you actually Young? Are you actually Ashley Young sat in the United dressing room? My agenda towards Young is based on Young's crap defending. That's not an agenda. He shouldn't be playing for the club. The goal was unfortunate because Rojo left position and Young didn't cover the danger. The result was fair, says Liam McCarthy. Truth. He didn't play Matic or Mata. Both were unused. Ollie is not clueless like people say. We need a transfer window and money to spend. Gutted we didn't win. I think Matic might have been injured. I can't get to the bottom of that because he wasn't even on the bench. We defended when we were winning, says Jim Ross. I don't have a problem with that. What do you think about this formation? We've done that. Ollie in, and if we won, everyone would be saying it, says Clapped Boy. Well, maybe they would. And what else have we got? Lee McGargan says, no need to be so negative. Ashley Young was great all game. The whole defence fell asleep. Can't pin it on one person. Frustrating, but we go again. But Lee, you can pin it on one person. You know, I know you probably want to be really positive, but you can pin it on one person because Rojo and Young went to sleep. Nobody else did. They let the team down. I'm sorry. If you don't want to manage like that, if you don't want to be critical, then maybe football's not for you. KU Boo, Man United done decent against top sides this season. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. If only we had someone as a neck for scoring against mid-table sides. Well, I could flip that the other way, though. United have done well against Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool. You're talking like we're Bournemouth. We've taken 5 points from Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool, but they've all been home games. There's 9 points there, and we've drawn 2 and won 1. 5 points, and we're Manchester United. I don't think 5 points from 9 against Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool is good enough if you seriously want to be top 6. James, man of the match. Finally some intensity, says Strutson. I think Pereira. Ezo for PM says Andreas Pereira, man of the match, needs to show that against Norwich. And that is why Ollie should be fired. No substitution when players look tired. Not even tried to get second goal. Utterly clueless manager, says Sachin Dio. Subs, striker for striker, but a defender when we concede. Ollie out of his depths, as cold-blooded boy. 15. Funny how we wanted a draw and now wanted a win. That's football, Timmy H. You come into a game, I would have took a point right before the game, and then we throw... Oh, you know what? I've got you right. I've got to say, I'm happy with the point. I'm happy with the point. I predicted the point. So I can't be surprised by the point. But I think when you get yourself into a position where you're looking comfortable defensively, we weren't under the cosh, we were defending well, and that goal is rubbish. When you watch it back, it's not even a good goal. It's a rubbish goal. And we've gifted a point to Liverpool, and we've dropped 2 points. And who would have thought that? But in the cold light of day, we didn't lose. And we've just got to hope that this is now the start of something, because I think if we do play with that intensity against Norwich, we will win. And I'll predict that now. I think if we play that way against Norwich, we won't play that formation, but if we play that way against Norwich, we will win. Right, interesting, isn't it? Watch out for the fan cams, because we've got some fan cammers on tonight who are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out and have said that they're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. So will they remain Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out? Watch out for the fan cams. They're coming in very soon. Thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video, especially if Andreas Pereira was your man of the match. At the end of the day, a point's probably not a bad thing. Turbotrune says, stop pressing after 60 minutes. From that time, it was a matter of time to concede too early. Pereira the best, probably the best formation. Lee Conway says, Mark, I'm a big fan and I love your videos. I know there's a but here, but the only thing I love more as a Liverpool fan is despite a crap performance, we got a point and Ollie is safe at the wheel. Leo, I really think that in some circumstances as a Liverpool fan, you could come on and banter us, but we're in the bottom half of the league and you didn't beat us. I think as a Liverpool fan, you'll never have a better chance of beating us, and you didn't. And, you know, that 8-point gap at the top is down to 6, and you've got to play City twice. So, you know, I think that's a significant dropping of points for Liverpool. You didn't play well. And I think we as you've just confessed there, you got a point when you didn't deserve it. So I'm disappointed that we didn't win. Because I was right. I said it would be a draw. And I said all those United fans saying we're going to get beat. You're not understanding what this game means to the players. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. Fan cams are coming in.